From the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., this is Rewind. This week, a newly published book on World War II profiles Walter Cronkite, Andy Rooney, and 3 other reporters who revolutionized journalism's role in American society.
Things the GIs admired about these 5 correspondents and about the likes of Ernie Pyle is that they were with them in the trenches. They were taking the same risks. They were not every day and not to the extreme, but they were there. These guys had come back from the war and created something that had never really been before. They made journalism an honorable profession. They made it an absolutely essential part of American democracy, which in many ways it had not been before. And they created, in my view, the greatest era of press independence and integrity in history.
A former press club president shared his insight on Twitter with professionals looking to build their network through social media.
You didn't want to post more than 5 to 7 tweets a day because people would get tired of reading your stuff. Now it's the opposite. There's a 5 to 15 minute of relevancy on Twitter. It's a stream. The Twitter is a news feed, an information feed for people, and if you're not right on time with something, it largely is irrelevant.
Americans are well aware of our national debt, but can anyone comprehend the magnitude of $1 trillion?
Let's assume for a minute that Jesus actually, was born on the day we think it was 2,012 years ago. If we go back to the day Jesus was born and I gave you $1 million a day from the start of the calendar to today, you would still not have $1 trillion. You have about 734 billion. You don't hit $1 trillion for another 700 years. That's $1 trillion. We owe $15 trillion, and we're adding to that yearly.
Today's technology allows direct mail to be the most efficient method for political campaigns to reach their target audiences.
Campaign mailers are targeting and working with their local election officials, and they'll know, for instance, that I voted. So they'll no longer target a mail piece to me because they know I've already submitted my ballot if I've used early voting or so forth. So they're able to further refine that message and use those dollars more effectively and maybe send an extra mail piece to someone who hadn't voted.
At a healthcare discussion, a former Obama administration advisor said we have to keep an eye on the impact of rising healthcare costs.
This healthcare problem is not a public problem. This is a system-wide economy-wide problem. But if we simply shift costs from public to private, we're still going to be spending 17, 20, 25, 30% of our GDP on healthcare because every year that healthcare spending per capita grows faster than GDP per capita, that increases the share of health expenditures of GDP.
At a newsmaker event, a banker detailed the economic challenges faced by the export-dependent Asian nations.
But we realized that Asia cannot be just factory Asia. Asia also, over time, has to become consumer Asia. And therefore, we've been talking for some time now about this rebalancing of growth.
From Washington, D.C., this is Rewind. I'm Jennifer Schonberger.